Hello and what is up, beautiful people? Today would be kind of off, or excuse me, it won't be the type of bodybuilding type of content that you're expecting because this is actually what I do when I skip leg days. Or if I feel more cranky than usual, and instead of lifting weights at the gym, I would decide to let my body recover more. I mean, muscle atrophy actually tends to happen after a week or two or so. So, I'm not really worried about losing my gains because in this video, I'll be showing you um, what I actually do when I skip leg days. So, when I skip leg days, I'm just as productive as I am at the weight room. As you can see here, I'm actually trying to have calisthenic skills comeback, and as you can see here, I'm actually trying to hit my legs at least that very day that I would skip my lower body work. So here I am doing a superset of Nordic hamstring curls alongside what they call this, L sits and then tuck planches. So some static skill work alongside doing bodybuilding routine, and I think this is just a goofy way of progressing on straddle planche. I actually advise you not to copy me, as I actually uh, bought excuse me, bought resistance bands as a form of what do you call this, reducing resistance on my body lever. And as you can see here, I'm actually trying to stretch as so I would have the flexibility, mobility, and the ability to do the straddle position whenever I'm doing planche. I know it looks sus, if you would like to call it as a Gen Z term, but this actually helps also in, again, uh, what they call this, reducing injuries, uh, having more flexibility and mobility, uh, especially during your heavy lifts. You tend to get cranky again, and you tend to get stiff, and that would actually lead you to some nagging pains and worst case scenario injuries. And you can see here I'm actually doing an eccentrics or negatives on the Nordic hamstring curls, as I could reap the gains and get more out of less weight. And I'll be doing some drop sets of doing what do you call this, some partial reps, if you like to call it, as to maximize the intensity and volume. And here I am doing some rehabilitation on my shoulders, as if you have been listening to some of my videos before, I have been experiencing nagging pains on my left shoulder and possible imbalances. So what I'm doing here currently is a warm up of Lou races, or I think a modification of a lateral races done in a full range of motion. I actually learned this from a video of Jeff Nippard when he did a collaboration with Dr. Mike Soto. I actually feel this a lot better compared to the standard dumbbell lateral races. And in the next few sets, I'll be actually loading it up with some what do you call this? Some weight plates. And here I'm actually doing some snow angels. Would you like? if you would like to call it, or some would call it angels and devils, reverse no angels whatsoever. And I used to actually do this back in the heydays of my early fitness career, when I don't have access to a normal gym and I have to train my back with little to no equipment, and that would include a regular pull up bar. And the good thing about it and doing reverse no angels is it actually hits your lower back, which calisthenics can provide you. Although you could say that Nordic hamstring curls and reverse hypers, bodyweight versions of reverse hypers, actually provides you enough stimulus for your lower back. And here I am doing some tuck dragon flags. These are also my go-to ab and lower back exercise as well during the lockdown. And you can see here I will be doing the reverse no angels with the dumbbell handles, and my dumbbell handles are the adjustable ones. And if you are actually planning to do a home gym or invest in a home gym, start first with a pull-up bar, then rings, then resistance bands, and then some adjustable dumbbells. As you can see here, the muscularity of my upper back, some improvements as I've been focusing on my rear delts, my traps, uh, the trapezius, rhomboids, so on and so forth. But my goal in this day is not actually hypertrophy, although you could say on my legs, but I'm here to do some rehabilitation, some mobility work, in which I would actually advise you to separate your said routine in your regular old bodybuilding, powerlifting, your strength and hypertrophy training, as to reduce the obvious injuries, unnecessary fatigue, and possible injuries, and of course, the unnecessary production of junk volume. In which you can see here, I'm doing some straight arm work as well, producing enough resiliency on my elbow and shoulder joints, and actually feels good. Actually, I learned this from watching Olympic level gymnasts in doing alternative exercises in their straight arm work on the rings, on the bar, on any other apparatus that would help them, give them their utmost best performance when doing a routine. And I am supersetting it with reverse Nordic curls, which actually targets your quadriceps surprisingly, for an exercise that actually needs little to no equipment. You just need a soft padding for your shins and your knees, as to give you more comfort and to push your volume and intensity. And I actually forgot that I actually supersetted it with some static calf. I don't remember what it's called, but it actually provides the stimulus that I need when I am training my calves at home. So you can see my dirty feet. I'm sorry. And now doing some warm ups on the rings, doing some scapular pulls as to pump blood and warm up my joints, uh, doing some ab exercise as a superset as well, alongside my family's laundry, doing some decline sit-ups. uh, don't neglect your ab work, guys. If you're a bodybuilder, or in general maintaining a physically fit body, it would require a strong core. It doesn't mean that you'd have to have shredded, chiseled six pack abs, washboard abs. I'd actually prefer that you have a stronger lower back, stronger spinal erectors, because that was the mistake I did during the lockdown. I neglected my hip hinges, and here, as you can see, I'm actually superseding it with some front lever progression that I used to call it is frog leg holds. Given that I am actually bulking as well currently, gives my body on, especially on my lower torso, more mass, which means more resistance, and that is why a lot of street lifters, calisthenics guys tend to maintain their lower body at the point that it is disproportional to their jacked upper physiques, jacked upper body, and you would like to call it chicken legs if you will, but the human body is designed in a way that when performing such uh, movements such as static skills, whether it could be in a ring or on a bar, uh, providing too much resistance on the other end of your body lever actually uh, ends up creating more tension and unnecessary resistance. That is why said calisthenics guys, street lifters, street workouts enthusiasts tends to keep their lower body small as possible as to decrease the resistance and load that their lower part of their body minimal tension as much as possible. And again, strong core, that is actually very important, especially, or not especially, or in general, in doing all types of athletic endeavors, when it could be bodybuilding, calisthenics, whether it could be heavy weighted calisthenics, skill work, whatsoever. And here I'm doing some ring work on my arms, doing some pelican curls or Hephaestus curls, whatever you would like to call it. Uh, 3 sets, 6 to or 12 to 15 reps, if you will. And this might look easy, but it's actually quite, it actually made a fool out of me, and it humbled me very quick when I first tried it. And I have to actually put one foot in front of me as to decrease the resistance that my upper body is providing whenever I do perform the pelican curls. And I'm here supersetting it with ring tricep extension. I mean, come on, a bro is a bro at the end of the day. So I'd have to keep, or at least I have to get an arm pump even when I skipped a leg day. I mean, come on, not doing arms during a leg day is a crime. So here I am doing a bodyweight alternative of doing dumbbell barbell machine curls and cable or barbell dumbbell machine extensions. So here you can do, or I am doing here, the second set of Hephaestus Pelican curls whatsoever. Uh, the pump that it provides is so unreal. Like your grip and forearm is so, or one of the first things that would give up on you is your grip and your forearms. And I'm trying to actually perform this in where, or a progress I would like to perform this is when I am parallel to the floor, which would provide more resistance because of the manipulation of my body lever. And my inspiration, of course, as the aforementioned street lifters, they're like masters of their own body weight and gravity. And that is what I actually aspire to, not just becoming muscle bound and jacked. I actually want to have my body a purpose, or what I do at the gym, what I do with my body has a purpose. And actually, excuse me, my first goal back when I was beginning actually wasn't bodybuilding. I was actually inspired by prison workouts, street lifters, you know, heavyweight calisthenics. I mean, I knew back then that having a jacked and a godly physique was a byproduct of performing those, but it got lost along the way. I mean, I got distracted so easily with all of the shiny objects, all of the promises of snake oil salesman on the fitness industry on social media. And that is why I'm trying to redeem myself alongside in doing bodybuilding as one of my main goals. So yeah, that would be it. If you happen to found this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below what you think of what I do when I skip leg days. So that would be it. Thank you for watching and have a good day.